Welcome to another installment of the PineScript 101 series. Trading stops are typically used to ride momentum in markets, allowing a trade to stay open and continuing to profit as the price is moving in the trade direction. It is a common exit method in many strategies out there. In the last segment, we learned how to trade stop by bar high-low. In this segment, we'll learn how to trade stop, adding some bar conditions and a volatility factor using PineScript. Let's now move over to TradingView and dive in. So we're going to continue on the script we've been working on from the previous video. If you haven't watched it, you should check it out for more context. Basically, we currently have a system where we trade stop by highest lows for long trades and by lowest highs for short trades. Now, we'll add a feature to filter out some bars from our stop calculations based on some bar conditions. One such condition would be to exclude bars that go against the trade direction. For instance, if we are long, we will exclude red bars to evaluate highest lows. First, let's add a Boolean input, aka true or false, to turn the feature on or off, like so. Since we'll have additional logic to set our stops, we'll create functions for it. So let's start with long stop. So function set long stop with no arguments, like so. That function will return a stop. So let's make sure we've got a stop variable at the end of the function. Let's declare that variable float stop initialized to NA. So our stop would be equal to the highest valid lows where the bar condition is met. So stop equal TA dot highest valid low still with balance. Let's declare valid low. So float valid low that will initialize to null. And now our condition for valid low will be if not exclude trade bar or green bar, so close more than open. In that case, valid low will be equal to the low of the bar. Else, valid low would be equal. We could consider null. Unfortunately, null in a series will cause the highest built-in function not to behave correctly. So what we could do instead is to set valid low to the last valid low. Let's declare it as a persistent variable with the keyword var float last valid low and initialize it to null. Then when we've got the valid low, let's make sure that we set it to the new value. Then the last thing we need to do is to call the function that we just created to set our long stop, like so. Let's save and check the results. By default, our script does not exclude bars against trade. So for example, here, highest low is on the red bar, here, and here. So let's see what happens when we turn on the feature. Let's go to the settings and exclude bar against trade. Click OK. And as you can see, now we do exclude the bar against trade from our highest lows. Here, here, and here. Awesome. Looks like it works. Let's quickly add the same for short stops, as it will be very similar. So a function set short stop with valid high instead of valid low, and instead of green bar, red bars would be valid highs, and lowest or valid high. And then let's make sure we call that function to set the short stop. Let's save. No errors. Good. Now, with this in place, we could easily include more bar conditions. For example, to exclude inside bars. So an inside bar is a bar that is inside the previous bar. So we could create a function that is named isInsideBar, and high, so must be less than the high of the previous bar, and the low must be more than the low of the previous bar. And let's add now an input boolean to turn the feature on and off, like we did before. Inside bar, exclude inside bar as a boolean, okay, true, false. And then in our functions to set our stops, we can add the condition and not exclude inside bar or not is inside bar. And the same for short stop. We can copy paste. And here, here, let's make sure to have parentheses. Here, and here. And then we should be good. Let's save and check. So let's first try to find an inside bar. Here, it seems that we have an inside bar. Let's zoom in a little. Here, here. Yes, it is an inside bar. As we can see, the low is more than the low previous bar, and the high is less than the high of the previous bar. So let's change the setting and exclude the inside bar. And as you can see, here we are no longer setting the highest low to the low of that bar. So it works. We're almost there. Let's now introduce some volatility factor, meaning that the more volatility in the market, the further away our trading stop will be. For this, we will use the ATR, short for average true range. First, we'll add the inputs for it. So a Boolean input ATR enabled to turn our functionality on or off, ATR length, the number of bars to look back for the ATR, and an ATR multiplier. Then, in our set long stop, our stop will stay the same if we don't have the ATR enabled. If not, we will have the highest valid low still minus the TA.ATR, the ATR length multiplied by the ATR multiplier. And for our short stop, basically the same, but this time we'll add to the lowest. So TA.lowest bar length plus the ATR for the ATR length multiplied by the ATR multiplier. And that should be it. Let's save and check. Let's zoom out a little bit, like so. We've got an entry long that stops here. So let's change our settings and add the ATR. And as you can see, our trading stop is now down here. And we are able to follow the momentum up until we reach the trading stop. Now, let's play a little bit more with it and change the ATR multiplier to 0.5. And as you can see, now the trading stop is higher and closer to our highest low. Looks like it works. Awesome, we did it. I hope you found value in learning how to trade stop, adding some bar conditions and the volatility factor using PineScript. In the next segment, we'll learn to trade stop by moving average. Remember, trading is a journey, and mastering PineScript is just one step along the way. If you have any questions or suggestions for future topics, please feel free to leave a comment. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.